Okay. Guys and girls. Hi, and welcome to another live trading room here at the Trading Pit with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading. This is amazing. Lachlan, thank you so much for joining us. This is fabulous. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been here in a while, so it's very, very exciting. Really quickly, to make sure we're connected well on Zoom, let's see what is going on. Let's do like a little quick sound check, Lachlan.
Yeah, sound tech would be as a sound tech. sound. Oh, must be Friday. Sound check. Sound check would be amazing, please. For those in Zoom, I think we're pretty good actually.
Yes, perfect. So I'm going to let you get started because I know there's a very exciting session ahead. Lachlan did mention that we have a very, very massive drop. Oh, I can hear myself with Lachlan.
Yep, 500
So, guys,
over
go ahead.
500 points. A massive drop. Sorry, I just spoke over you guys. We've got a massive drop in the market, so we need to get into it. There is no doubt about that. So, Alan, thank you for having us. A massive thank you for having us. Guys, let me just make sure that I can see clearly. You can hear me clearly in Zoom, which is great. We're also on the other softwares. Good. Okay, I've got the nod from Alan. So, guys, absolutely fantastic. Let me look at the screen. I don't have to look down anymore. We rock and roll. So, guys and girls, welcome. Lockie here. I'm going to be running the session for you today. So, guys, we'll let the numbers build. Guys, as we go through it. We've got a 500 point drop on the FDAX to deal with at this point in time. Guys, it is a massive drop. Very, very rarely will we get a drop like that, but very rarely would we have global geopolitical things going on, guys, that are going to cause that kind of drop. So, what we'll do, guys, first and foremost, we'll run through our slides. For those of you who are joining us globally, we've got to make sure that we tick all of the compliance boxes. So just let me roll through this perfectly. So, guys, we'll build this slide and then we'll run through exactly what it means. Guys, having traded the markets now, guys, I started on the 1st of August 2007. I grew my first trading school from the 1st of August 2009. Guys, the reason I did that is trading is a very lonely game. Trading is a very lonely game. And what I realized is that, again, if I build a team of people around me, that it is highly, highly, highly likely, guys, that I would be successful as a trader. So I did that, guys, and here we are, guys. It's obviously now beyond 2009. Now, again, I say that trading is not easy, but it is simple. Consistency is the key to success in trading. Now, guys, consistency. What we're going to be doing today is what we've basically done since 2009, focusing very heavily on ratios, guys. The ratios in the market are very, very good fun. We're going to use ratios, going to use indicators. We're going to use everything we can to navigate as what I believe is going to be a really, really lovely trading session. We're just going to have to be very, very careful because the market is a little bit wild. Now, as the reason we love live trading rooms is firstly, we can build a great community. Teamwork is incredible, and transparency. I don't believe there is better transparency than a live trading room. Why is that? It offers immediate proof of performance. Guys, it builds confidence in a strategy, and ultimately there's nowhere to hide in the live chart. So we are not forecasters, we are live traders. Guys, and that means we can also follow the AMA format, which is Ask Me Anything, and we'll be able to answer those questions typically in the last 15 minutes. Whereas we do run the live trading room 5 days a week. We do cover the European Open, guys, and also the US Close. And again, guys, we were testing a virtual live trading room. Guys, that actually went very, very well in tests. So we've turned that virtual live trading room now, guys, into a trade alert service. So you can actually get messages on your phone saying, hey, we think the market is going to go in this direction. We think it's going to go in that direction, guys. So we'll develop that capability further throughout April. And what we're doing is extending that capability actually to include the FDAX, guys, which is the kind of the hot market to trade in this particular live trading room. Guys, now, and because we are, guys, we are running across multiple jurisdictions today. So what we're going to do is pick on the strictest jurisdiction in the world, which happens to be Australia. So hello to the Aussies. I hope you are amazing. So first and foremost, trading futures and CFDs, guys, does involve risks. There's actually two risks. There's a risk of making money and losing money because we are trading on margin. That means we borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. What does that mean? Guys, we can actually make money very quickly. We can lose it very quickly. As I do note that a lot of people focus on the loss, guys. I tend to focus on the win. However, guys, because we are trading on margin, we do have to be exceptionally careful, particularly on a day like today. Now, guys, everything we do is general information only. The past performance of all financial products can no longer be used as an indication of future performance. Also, because we are trading, guys, over the market on this wonderful thing called the internet, guys, there are market risk factors. I'm going to guide you in and out of the market as best as I possibly can, guys, as per the 101 education course. As the flip side of that, I'll call the best entries I can, the best exits that I can, the risk control points as I look at the charts over there on the right-hand side. I'll do all of that, guys, but ultimately everything we do is considered hypothetical. The reason it's considered hypothetical, there's no guarantee that anybody can enter or exit the market, as I am suggesting, simply because we are trading over the internet. Guys, now, with all of that said, guys, my brief history very quickly. I'm the head coach and effectively, guys, the system architect at Samurai Day Trading. Guys, what does it ultimately mean? I've written all the algorithms that we use. Guys, I've got a pretty good understanding of how the market moves. So today I'm going to be doing my best to not only guide you in and out of the market, but also, guys, I want to do a very, very good job of predicting where the market is going to go and then using some very good indicators in order to do that. Guys, my history, I did spend 15 years in the Australian Army, guys. So again, everything we do in the game of trading is all about psychology, guys. We are building our social media profiling. So if you would like to say good day on social media, guys, they are the key social medias. And ultimately, guys, again, if you've got any kind of tech support, guys, any kind of tech support questions, info@samurai-daytrading.com. Guys, whoopsie. Guys, I've got phones going off. It looks like there are Zoom issues in the background. Right? So it looks like there are Zoom issues in the background. Just give me 1 second and I'll see if I can fix this issue. So hold on 1 sec. That one. Hang on, just pushing buttons here in the background. Righto, guys and girls, there are people out there in the world that didn't realise that European daylight saving has switched. So they're calling me going, hey, have a great trading session. I can't talk now. So Zoom, we've got Zoom back on again. All right, guys, people have forgotten about European daylight saving. Guys, so again, I've just said, no, I can't talk now. So guys, tech support, info@samurai-daytrading.com. Guys, everything else, whether you would like to be an affiliate, guys, or you want to find out more about the products, guys, say hello at samurai-daytrading.com, guys. It's the best way to move forward. Speaking of that, guys, we do have our affiliate webinar tonight, guys. That affiliate webinar is for anybody that's interested in spreading the word, guys, about Samurai globally. We are really, really excited, guys, that we're almost in a position now to offer an incredible affiliate program. So that officially launches today. Guys, just a reminder, we do run a global hub meeting. That hub meeting runs, guys, that runs every the Thursday night, guys, last Thursday night of the month. It's a really, really good opportunity, guys, even if you're not a member of Samurai, really good opportunity to come and ask questions about why we do what we do. So please don't forget, guys, that's quite a popular little hub meeting. Last week, we had, I think, around 65 people go through the hub meeting, ask some really good questions. Guys, at the end of the day, we're all in trading to make as much money as we possibly can. And if there's free assistance available like this one, I would jump on that as quickly as I possibly can. Now, as we say that, guys, what to expect? Guys, because we're going to be focusing primarily on the FDAX now in this particular session, guys, the things I'm focusing on the left-hand side, CSA stands for candlestick analysis. The delta trading number 3 there, guys, is going to be incredible today. The actual delta algorithm is a mathematical algorithm that hunts the likely entry positions for institutional traders, both small and large institutional traders, guys. So we're going to be using that today. Guys, number 10, ratio and candle dominance. That is my absolute favorite strategy. And guys, finally, ABC and stair step is the foundation of everything that we do. Guys, because we are going to let the market do the heavy lifting down the bottom of the slide there. What does that mean? Guys, we're letting the market generate all of the signals for us. guys, it's going to tell us exactly what risk to carry, exactly what profit to target, and how long to effectively hold the trades for. Now, speaking of that, guys, as I mentioned at the start of the session, we do have a 500-point gap down. It's the biggest, guys, it's the biggest gap down I can remember in the game of trading. It is the biggest. Now, with that said, the biggest drop ever was the Brexit drop. Right? So I was there when trading the FDAX when the Brexit dropped, which was like quite incredible to watch. As the flip side of incredible to watch, though, is we have to be very, very careful today. That's all I'm going to suggest. So we should have good screens, guys. We've got good screens inside vMix, which is great. We should have good screens inside Zoom. For the Zoomers, can I double check you can now see charts? Can I double see you can now see charts, because we should be in a position now. Danilo, good morning. How are you? I hope you're fantastic. So, guys, let's get into it. There is no doubt, guys, going to be, Steve, how are you? There is no doubt, guys, going to be a very heavy preference for selling today. Some of you may have never seen this before, guys, but the MDI, so the trend angle on the FDAX, is currently at minus 87. So minus 87. That is enormous, guys. So that's what it looks like, guys, at the top of the chart. All right, now, why has the market fallen so heavily, guys? The market has fallen because there's a lot of people that are getting out of the market due to the geopolitical risk of holding positions over the weekend. All right, so that's why we've got a 4-day break coming up. Guys, so for the FDAX traders, guys, this is worth putting on the charts just to remind everybody, guys. So FDAX traders, okay, you have no data, okay, on Friday or Monday. All right, so there's no data, guys, on Friday or Monday. What does that ultimately mean, guys? What does that ultimately mean? It means there is going to be no trading. There's no trading tomorrow, Easter Friday, or trading on Easter Monday. Guys, because literally the German stock exchange and futures exchanges are closed. Guys, what does that ultimately mean? There's going to be a whole lot of people that are going to be scaling out of their positions. So they will be getting out of their positions, because in basically now they've already started, but they are going to be bailing out of their positions. And when I show you guys what they're doing on the daily chart, this is going to become pretty obvious. So first and foremost, guys, if we go to the daily chart, now you guys will probably laugh at this, all right? You guys will probably laugh at this, but we said, so this is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. We said on Monday, it is highly likely that we are going to trigger a daily static bar reversal long. We're going to get a really nice little retracement. We're going to get a rejection. Then the institutional traders are going to run long, and they're going to run it up to here. Okay, now we initially said they were going to go to there. As it turns out, yesterday they went a little bit higher. What I do want to highlight, MJ, how are you? Guys, what I do want to highlight, guys, is the buyers have bought for 3 days. All right, so as per the rule of 3, 1, 2, 3. So fancy that, they're bought for 3 days. What we now have, though, guys, we've got a really, really unique situation where we are effectively heading into an Easter long weekend, where anybody that has got a long range, particularly a CFD position, okay, MJ, I'll fix that. I'll fix that for you. Okay, mate. Okay. All right. That is very difficult to fix. So I have to get the tech guys to fix that. Daylight savings. I don't know who invented daylight savings, but I don't think they were the sharpest tool in the shed. Am I allowed to say that? Zoom, the actual webinar software, does not get on very well. Zoom does not get on very well with daylight savings changes. So again, we've got to be careful. Software obviously doesn't like daylight savings changes. Now, that being said, guys, I am going to message tech support, guys, just quickly with MJ's message just there. So just hold on 1 second, guys. I'll get this, because they are at the desk. They were just called me a second ago. Link in. Okay. Right, I'm just going to send this message off, guys, because there are people that can't get into the live trading room because Zoom has failed to update links because of, fancy that, daylight savings. Remember, it is Right, so let me fix this, guys, because there's lots of people trying to get in. I'll just say you got to love daylight savings. Am I showing, guys? Am I showing that I don't like daylight savings? Is that something that I'm showing? Now, back to the daily chart. Goes back to the daily chart. Andre, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. Welcome. All right, welcome. So, guys, with all that said, we've got 3 days worth of buying. You've got this massive gap, guys. And for those just joining us, this is one of the largest gaps I have seen. It's one of the largest gaps I've seen. Yesterday, they closed the market here. This morning, it opened all the way down here. So what I've done is I've drawn a daily fib up to catch them on the way down. I've drawn a 4-hour fib up to catch them on the way down. It's because the macro direction of the market is so negative. Right? So look at here, you've got the trend is short, midterm trend is short, long range trend is short. We've just had a gap down, guys, just had a gap down on the FDAX of more than 10 points. Yeah, Dan, we're fixing that at the moment. So I appreciate that. Thank you. What we've got, guys, is we've got a really, really interesting scenario where the weight of the market today is very, very heavily in favor of selling. Right now, as much as we're not going to change what we do, guys, there's going to be a really, really lovely Fibonacci extension that runs from there to there and down, guys. There'll be a really, really great little spot to catch these sellers. We will have to be very careful, guys, on the opening candle. And again, for those that are just joining us, this trend of 87 degrees to the downside, that is something we have to be very, very careful about. S&P 500, not as bad, guys. The S&P 500 is not as bad at this point in time, but it is worth noting, guys, since yesterday's close, the S&P 500 has lost more than 2% of its value. Right, so it's down more than 2%. Right, so there's a lot of negative energy out there. There's no question. Now, guys, to the 1440 chart. So this is, sorry, for the 240. So this is my 4-hour chart. Again, we were talking about this a number of days ago, guys. Buyers own the stair step. What we've done is we've triggered an absolutely stunning short, another short. So we're actually, guys, I mean, this is, again, one of the first times this year we've actually triggered 4-hour shorts in one candle, and this is where we're currently sitting. So I wouldn't be surprised at all, guys, is if we go down, if we do go up at the start of the session, guys, if we do go up, which I'm not thinking we're going to, but if we do go up, we are going to get caught ideally at a very, very shallow extension. Right? So on the 60-minute chart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. Now, again, what's going to win the game, Fibonacci-wise, what's going to win the game is this blue Fibonacci here and this pink Fibonacci here. The little black one that I've just drawn on there, 60-minute fib. Not a lot of people are going to pay much attention to the 23 fib, guys, on the 60-minute chart, but they're going to pay a lot of attention to this green fib and even more to that blue. Right? What does it mean? If we buy early, guys, and we run into Fibonacci's, I would not be buying the buy. I would be getting ready to sell. So I would suggest we're only going to be buying the market today if we get dual market agreement from the FESX and also the FDAX. Okay, down to the 30-minute chart. Again, there's no context yet, guys, on the 30-minute chart. On the 15, there'll also be no context. Other than something to point out to you, this efficient candle here, guys, that efficient candle there is a 4-point turning bar long, right? That is one of the most powerful reversal signals in the world. Right now, it has not triggered yet. Okay, let me make this big. It has not triggered yet. If we were to sell down, guys, let's say the first 15 minutes. If we sell down fairly aggressively and then we fail in the sell down, we're going to turn around and go straight back the other way. And when we do go back the other way, it is going to be brutal. Guys, it's going to be really good fun, but we do have to keep a very close eye. Oh, let me just move this arrow around. That's not going to work for us. We've got to keep a very close eye, guys, on the way back up. Okay, these Fibonacci's here are absolutely critically important. At the moment, guys, this is a 15-minute chart swing trigger short. We've got to watch 23,000, guys, as a very, very round number. So this looks on the 15-minute chart, looks like they're going to sell down and open, fail badly, turn around and come back the other way. So for the 15-minute chart traders, guys, we're going to keep a very close eye on ratio-based static bar reversals. Okay. Cross to the FESX, what are we looking at time-wise, guys? We've got really good time. So around about, what have we got? 8 minutes until the gun goes. All right, so across to the FESX. No information on the weekly, guys, or the monthly chart. On the daily chart, 1440, there is definitely some really good information. All right, so what did we speak about earlier? We spoke about this reversal long. Guys, please note that the FDAX mathematically must, and I don't use that term loosely, it must close this gap. All right, so that's where we basically opened, guys. We closed there, then we opened there, and we basically ran. So Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Guys, it is highly likely if we get a really powerful sell down today, it is highly likely that these guys are going to sell down and close that gap. Now, for those that are just joining us, the gap down is around about 500 points. Guys, in fact, I might have a crack at fixing that, Dan, while we're talking about it. The gap down is around about 500 points, guys. The momentum of the entire world is short. What are people doing? Guys, what are people doing? They're basically getting out of the market before the Easter long weekend. The reason being is that if effectively Iran, it would appear that if Iran has not has not signed or basically agreed to any kind of peace deal, I'm not being a warmonger, guys, but I'm suggesting that there is a 4-day long weekend coming up called Easter, where if someone was to fire a missile at somebody else, hypothetically, the market will not correct instantly based on that because all of the markets are closed, which brings up a very good point, guys. The German markets are closed Friday, tomorrow. They're also closed on Monday. So there is no data, guys. There is no data to trade with. Right, so it is literally a proper long weekend. So guys, on the 4-hour chart, FESX, we're normally looking for static bar reversals. So we have opened in a 4-hour short. That means we've got to be very, very careful about going long, guys, until we get that dual market agreement. Down to the 60-minute chart, guys, there's not a great deal of info on the 60-minute chart other than I can change this to a 60-minute chart template because I can add a 4-hour Fibonacci. Okay, once again, guys, running up to catch them on the way down. The spine of the Fibonacci always runs from left to right. That's going to run from there to there. We are then going to jump on this one here. Okay, we're going to turn that green because it's from the 4-hour chart. And if we do that, as we should find that the traders today will try and move the market to the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. And you guys can probably see already that based on that Fibonacci I just drew on, okay, guess where they're hanging around already? They're already hanging around the 50 fib of the 4-hour chart. So that's going to prove, guys, that's going to prove to be a very, very key level for us today. Again, we'll mark that on the FESX 5-minute chart. It's 5551. 555, well, there it is right there, guys. All right, so right there on our little 5-minute chart, that's going to be a critical level. Effectively, if we close above that level and hold above the level, that is going to serve for us as basically a bit of a market bias today. If we do close below it and hold below it, naturally it's a market bias. As interesting point, as we're talking about the MDI angle, if you could do that, mate, that'd be fantastic. MJ, very much appreciated. Guys, the angle here on the FESX is minus 72. I've been around trading a little while, guys. That is the most aggressive downward trend on the FESX I have seen in a very long time. Guys, that is stunningly aggressive. What does it ultimately mean? Guys, today when we're trading, we're going to have to be very careful about risk. Guys, the beauty of what we do is we don't have to change what we do. Guys, we don't have to change what we do. Why do we not change what we do, guys? Because what we do just works, right? So we don't have to change what we do. Guys, we just have to be very, very careful about risk. In context, guys, a 500-point drop down is, again, an enormous drop in the markets. It's absolutely enormous drop. Okay. Now, with all that said, guys, we've got about 3 minutes to go. We've got a linking issue, guys, in the background, but that's being fixed for us. That's being fixed for us at the moment, which is fantastic. And now, guys, we're just going to wait for the market to open. Let me check my my mic's working. Okay, that's working. That's working. As I do believe we're going to have a lot of fun today. But guys, very much like yesterday, we are going to have to roll very carefully, guys. What I'll do is I'll turn off my camera, guys, in vMix. So let me turn off my camera just so we go to full charts. Zoom, you guys are ready to rock and roll. As we roll in, guys, are there any questions at all about anything that we've gone through? These 15-minute charts, these 15-minute charts have set up a swing trigger short. Both have set up a swing trigger short. The FESX has not triggered. The FDAX has tried to trigger. All right, so for the DAX traders, if we buy early and we fail at that little yellow box, let me see if the arrow is not going to play the game. So if we buy early, guys, and we fail at that box, we're looking at some really heavy shorts. If we get above the box, a lot of these traders might say, Lockie, we're not going down, we're going up. And if we do go up, they're going to target, look at this. We have a 38 Fibonacci here, guys, from the 60-minute chart down. Is right next to that very, very key market low. So if we do run to the high side, they have a long way to run. All right, now what does it mean? It's very, very hard to tell what direction the market is going to go today. We have an unprecedented gap down, guys, unprecedented gap down. What that means is we will watch for the algorithm, guys, to trigger. I'll talk about the opening candle, guys, but today for the opening candle traders, we're going to be very, very, very careful. It's going to be very, very careful. Okay, this one. Okay. ES delta forming. Right, so we'll let the okay, we're just going to let the opening candle come to us. Guys, now we are going to be, this is not even the opening candle yet, guys, and they're very volatile. I note they've gone straight to that 133 extension, which is where they normally go to. All right, so we're just going to tread very, very carefully. So don't get fooled by the climactic candle, guys. That mustard green candle leading in, please. So don't get fooled by that. That candle there is not the opening candle. This is the opening candle. Okay. Now, the FESX, guys, will typically go back to the 50 fib of the day in the cash market. So it's highly likely the FDAX is going to go down because the FESX is likely to go down. Guys, if you don't trade the opening candle, right, please do not choose to trade the opening candle today. The market is very confused, as it may end up being very, very volatile. We'll just wait and see. FDAX delta forming. FDAX delta confirmed. We'll just wait and see. Let's see what we can do. Now tonight, guys, we do have our affiliate webinar on tonight. So if you are coming to join us for that, it'll be a good opportunity to run through the affiliate stuff, but also run through the charts. So there could be some incredible lessons that come out of today. Incredible lessons. So let's just let these guys bop along. Guys, there is a pre-top reversal for the opening candle traders. Guys, the pre-top reversal is at 23080. 23080. Now, with all of that said, today is not the day to take up the opening candle if you don't normally trade it. There may be a different Fibonacci extension that they're using as well. Okay, that one. It could be this one here. All right, so I'll offset that.
FDAX delta forming. FDAX delta forming.
Okay, notice the 133. All right, so we're failing at that 133. FESX looks very much like it wants to go down. There's no doubt about that. These buyers that took off out of the gate are not impressing anyone at all. It's not impressing anyone. 60-minute chart. Okay, may I suggest, very quickly, this 60-minute chart Fibonacci, we are going to have to draw that the other way in case these guys fake out to the high side before then coming back down. Okay. So FDAX, guys, at this stage, we've got nowhere near the pre-market entry at this point in time, so nowhere near that. It looks like the green Fibonacci is going to have more fun than the black one, but we normally find out really early on as to which one is going to win. All right, we are at this stage. I was going to be looking for our first trade. Will be a climactic reversal to the downside. So we're going to be looking to sell the FDAX. This is obviously a climactic volume event, meaning that the buyers are using way too much volume, and everybody that knows what they're doing can see that. So guys, again, we're 90 seconds away from potentially our first trade. What we need, guys, is we need the buyers to show first before we look to sell the market. Okay, let me see.
FDAX 5-minute candle close in 60 seconds.
Whoa. Okay, so let's have a quick look. So guys, we've got a bit of a login issue in the background, but that is being fixed at the moment.
FDAX delta forming. FDAX delta forming.
Okay, so at this stage, let's wait for this candle to close. As I do want to reiterate again, guys, we're trading very carefully today. Last TTP session, we only got 3 amazing trades, but we had to be very careful. So in terms of climactic reversal, as these buyers, now if this is an efficient candle, which we will find out in around about 5 seconds, we have to be extra careful. So let me have a quick look. Right, so we're not efficient on either market. So what I need really for the FDAX traders is I need a higher high. So I'm looking for a higher high, and then I want to sell underneath that pink 50 Fibonacci with a little bit of loose change. So again, I haven't got what I want just yet, guys. I'm looking for some buyers to show. I'm looking for some buyers to show, and then we're looking to take advantage of that pink fib. All right, so I need the buyers to show first. Right? I'm not happy with what we've seen so far. So I would like the buyers to show first. No. Don't do that. As I want the buyers to push up, I would love a higher high. And then, okay. What I'm looking for, guys, I'm looking for a higher high, which we've just got. Right now, I'm looking to put a sell order on, guys, the market at 23110. guys, 23110. I'm just being very, very clear about the price level on that one. This is only for those people, that trade a climactic reversal. Guys, we've got permission from the FESX to go short. Again, you would need to control your risk, guys, at the 5-point mark. So let me just do some drawing for you. So this is going to be our risk control point just here. We've just got to watch how high these guys want to go. Now, let's just watch what they do. Let's have a look here. I'm just watching, guys. Just watching, because again, guys, on a day like today, we have to be very, very careful about who we are loyal to. Okay, at this stage, I was just watching. We are looking to sell the market down at 23110. These buyers that are showing in the market would now need to get absolutely hammered. We don't want to enter in the last 90 seconds. At this stage, no one has entered the trade. Yeah, we've got too much risk right at this point in time, and we've also got a market that hasn't decided what it's doing yet. So that's all right. Well, that's okay. So we are gonna navigate very, very carefully today. As the reason we're navigating very carefully is we've got some pretty funky geopolitical things going on. Now, what it means, guys, we're still looking for a trade at 23110. What we do need. What we do need is the market to decide what it wants to do. All right, here we go. So guys, the short at 110 is still valid. If you want to be careful, guys, because we're in the last 90 seconds, you can wait for this candle to close, wait for the buyers to show in the new candle, and then go short.
FDAX delta forming.
Okay,
FDAX
now.
delta forming. FDAX delta confirmed.
Whoopsie, I'm pushing buttons, guys, in the background. Okay, if you are short, guys, at 110 already, my black line is your risk control point. If you are not short at 110 already, then we're looking for buyers to show inside the next candle. So we're looking for buyers to show inside the next candle, and then we're going to target that V2 delta just there, as is ultimately what we're going to do. So we've got good ratio drop, guys. We've got everything that we need. What we need is the buyers to show, guys. We need the buyers to show, and then we're looking to sell the market, provided the buyers show and get hit very hard. Okay, so the buyers are now showing. We let the buyers show. We let them fail. We have a very, very tight, guys, a very, very tight approach to risk control today. Just watching what they're doing. Watching what they're doing. Okay, now for the static traders, we're looking to enter outside the range of the candle. For the delta traders, you're looking to enter on the delta. For the body traders, we're entering under the body. And ideally, as what we're looking to do ideally what we're looking to do is move the market down after the buyers retrace and we get a very, very heavy rejection. So let's just watch for the rejection, please. So the ratio-based traders, guys, are looking for an entry down here underneath the candle, guys, at 23100. For the delta traders, we're looking for the buyers to show. And the sellers to jump on the delta trade at 109. Now, let me just get some structure behind this, guys, to make sure that we are on the right side of the equation. Fibonacci down. That's a reasonable Fibonacci retracement. So what we do need is now for the sellers to recognize the potential buying failure and move the market to the downside. Right. So again, guys, we're looking for the buyers to push up a little bit, but we're ultimately looking for the sellers to hit them very, very hard. All right, we do want the sellers to hit them very, very, very hard. At this point in time, guys, what I'm looking for is the sellers to demolish these buyers. If we're going to enter the trade, particularly if you want to enter outside the body of the candle, guys, which is here at 108, we don't want these buyers going much higher. So we don't want the buyers going much higher than this. Otherwise, guys, we've then got to be very, very careful about taking any of the reversal signals that I've spoken about.
FDEX Delta confirmed. FDEX Delta confirmed. FDEX 15-minute candle close in 90 seconds. FDEX Delta confirmed.
Okay. I'm just watching the market, guys. At this point in time, that was a very, very heavy hit by the sellers, but they're going to have to be a lot more impressive than that. And what we need is the sellers to engage outside the body of this candle. Outside the body of the candle at 108. If they can engage at 108, we know the sellers are going to take control of the market. If they can't get down to 108, guys, we know they're not going to. All right, so at this stage, we're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. The buyers are strong. The sellers are, however, showing a degree of interest, but if we get an efficient candle here, guys and girls, we can't take the shorts. All right, so we're not allowed to take the shorts if we do get an efficient candle. Okay, so at this stage, guys, the market is going too high for us to take our shorts. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back now on the shorts. So pull back on the shorts, guys. We need to get down to this delta, guys, after the buyers have retraced and rejected. Need to get down there and try and fix it. Okay. All right. Now at this stage, guys, I've got an efficient buying candle, guys, on the FDAX. I've got an efficient candle on the FESX. However, they're not closing outside the range of the previous candles. Now, that being said, this delta here, guys, is still a very, very valid delta. We've just got to watch the risk, guys. We've just got to watch the risk today. Make sure we're not getting into the wrong trades or getting into trades with too much risk.
FDEX Delta confirmed. FDEX Delta forming.
Now that said, guys, if we do get an efficient candle, that is, if we do get an efficient candle that closes outside the range of the previous candle on both markets, we're looking for a really, really lovely long. If we don't get that, we're looking for shorts. We've just got to wait for these guys to break outside the previous candle. Let me just check that. That is correct. There could be a gap Fibonacci. There could be a gap Fibonacci there. The OSR has been set. I would suggest, guys, for an OSR trade, we're going to have to watch our risk. Guys, you have to watch our risk. We're also going to have to watch. So the market is not gone. Okay, MJ. We're going to have to also watch as that we get static entries. So what I'll do today, guys, we'll focus on static entries entering outside the range of the candles just to make sure we're not getting on the wrong side of the market. And we've got to watch our risk, guys, as MJ has mentioned a number of times. Okay, so let's just see what these guys have got for us. One thing, guys, I will say, when the market is moving quite fast, it's very, very easy to think you're missing out on a wonderful trade. And yet if you just wait for a really, really lovely trade, if you wait for a perfect trade, guys, you are likely to get a really good result. Now, at this stage, okay, mate. Okay. Now, let's just have a look at what these guys are doing. So if we get an efficient candle close, if we do get an efficient candle close on both European markets simultaneously, it is going to be a valid buy signal. Hence the reason I was looking for, potential Fibonacci failure points. There is a very, very high chance, guys, if the buyers are going to move the market, they're going to come up to here. Let me just check that 4-hour 50 fib. Let me just check that 4-hour fib, just double check that is correct. Okay, at this stage, I'm going to flip my Fibonacci over. That's because I believe that at this point in time, these buyers are strong enough to try and work their way up to that 50 fib. Okay, now, what are we looking at? We may have, again, if the buyers fail to give us a really lovely buy signal, we're going to be looking for shorts. If we do pick up a short, what I would suggest is you have a relatively tight risk control, but you also go for a really long range target. As you want a really long range target, the reason you want that really long range target is you want to make sure that if we do find the potential turning point in the market, if they are going to reverse the market back down, then we want to be part of it. Mind you, if we get an efficient candle here, we are looking to join the buyers. Right? So obviously the momentum of the market is changing heavily. Have we missed anything? Let's have a look. All right, there's an S2 there. Okay. All right, so at this stage, guys, we'll just wait for the markets to agree with each other. We do have a nice little ratio drop here. All right, so we're under the upper OSR. We'll just wait for that to lock in, which it has locked in. So we're looking at two trade scenarios here. The first trade scenario is we push up to the upper OSR. Then we're looking for an upper OSR reversal short. Okay, so we're looking for an upper OSR reversal short. The second, guys, and very reliable reversal is trading under the actual static bar reversal itself. So the static bar reversal entry point is going to be at 127. Right, so the entry point will be at 127. Ultimately, what we are looking for is the buyers to push up as they have just done. We would then be looking for the sellers, as the sellers need to move us outside the range of this candle. We've got a gap down on both the FESX and also the FDAX. So if you are an OSR trader, as you're looking for your entry around about the 142 mark, around about the 142 mark would be amazing. Please make sure, guys, if you are going to trade the OSR, that you've got relatively tight risk control. we do want them to trigger, the static bar reversal short, and we want them to run down to at least the pink Fibonacci. So we do want these guys to run pretty heavily to the downside. If you are short off the OSR, guys, and they trigger the static bar reversal short, which is an entry point at 127, you do want to try and run these guys as far as you possibly can. Right, so you want to try and run it down as far as you possibly can, making sure, guys, you've got relatively tight risk control. So if they do decide they're not going to turn the market at this point in time, you don't get caught on the wrong side of the market. So if you are short, guys, on the SBR, all right, entry point 127, you want them to punch through that 5-point risk control point relatively quickly. Guys, you then want to extend your targets down the screen as far as you can, guys, and lock in as much profit as you possibly can, please. That's what we're ultimately after, guys. We want to be part of the turn in the market, but we want to make sure that as they progress down further, we're trying to lock in as much money as we possibly can. So for those who are short, guys, I want you to please try and extend your targets out as far as you possibly can, guys, while at the same time locking in as much profit as you possibly can. If we trigger the static bar reversal on the left-hand side, guys, at 23,100, if we trigger that static bar reversal, we may go significantly further. So a target down near the pre-top, guys, a target down near the pre-top would be really, really, really grand. Okay.
Order canceled.
Now at this stage, guys, I'm on the OSR, so I'm on the upper OSR trade. So I'm on the upper OSR trade. My trailing stop has just exited me at 5, 10, 15, 20, just on 25 points, guys, just on 25 points. Andy, well done. Suzanne, well done. Paul, how are you, mate? Hope you're fantastic. Well done. So, guys, anybody that is short on the OSR or the static bar reversal, guys, a very, very big well done. Right, that was an absolutely Diane. Well done. Plus 19, magic trade. Guys, I've ended up with a 116 to 141, 5, 10, 15, 20. I've ended up with 25. So I did put my target all the way down the bottom of the screen. I've actually been taken out, guys, by my trailing stop. This may close, guys, as a 4-point turning bar short on both markets. Right, so well done to everyone that was super patient. We've picked up again, guys. We needed a trade. We needed a break trade, a trade that broke the buyer's momentum. Got a really lovely drop in ratio. If you took the delta, guys, that was outside the range, guys, of that break, which is what I spoke about, guys, then you've got nothing but profit, guys, which is a really, really good place to be. There is no question. Now we are going to get a 4-point turning bar short. We are going to get a 4-point turning bar short, guys, on the FDAX and the FESX combined. Guys, if we're going to take another short, right? Guys, what we need is the buyers to push up on the next candle. So we do need the buyers to push up on the next candle. And then we're looking, guys and girls, we're looking to trade a delta short. Now, what we've got to keep an eye on is we've got a 4-point turning bar, guys, on the FESX. We've got a very strong selling candle, guys, on the FDAX. So very strong selling candle on the FDAX. Ideally, what we need is the buyers to push up very, very early in the candle and fail badly. Now, there is an entry short underneath the candle, as at 23100. If you can carry the risk, it's a really, really good trade. What we need, though, is we need the buyers to show, like they're currently doing, we need them to fail early and fail badly. And then what we're looking to do is try and run them down to the base of the candle and then run them even further. Right? That's ultimately what we're trying to do. So if you are in the delta, guys, if you are in the delta near the top of near the bottom of the candle, so if you are in on this delta, guys, that is a valid entry point. Okay, 100% valid entry point. I'm looking for you to try and hold the delta. Guys, if we go back above the delta, you can re-enter on the same delta again. So if you have been ATM the first time, you can re-enter again at 110. Your risk control point is 105. So you do want the buyers to push up. Then you want to see the buyers get hit. Okay, you want to see the buyers get hit badly. Now, again, guys, the buyers are currently climbing up this candle, doing what they need to do, which is fine. That's exactly the kind of hit that you're looking for. This is a very, very, very powerful hit. Okay, very powerful hit. And what we're ultimately trying to do is we're trying to get the buyers to move back up the candle, fail very badly.
FDX delta forming.
Okay, I'm just watching how this candle's moving, guys. So just be a little bit careful. Let's just be a little bit careful. Let me put a Fibonacci on here. Okay, so those that entered the delta the first time, guys, if you entered the delta the first time, you've gone relatively well.
ES delta forming.
Okay, these buyers, guys, these buyers are coming in thick and fast. So what we've got to do, we've just got to watch our risk, guys, just got to watch our risk now. So I note that we were unable to break outside the range, of this strong selling candle. Okay, now these buyers are very, very strong, guys. So again, if you're going to go short on the delta, guys, we went short the first time, we got ATM. That's the purpose for the ATM.
FDX 15-minute candle close in 90 seconds.
Now, I would suggest, guys, we've got news. This looks like news coming through the market, guys. So we've got to be very, very careful, guys. Again, so no more short trades, please. No more short trades. We've got news in the market, guys. So just be very, very, very careful now.
FDX 5-minute candle close in 60 seconds.
Okay, so the original delta entry was brilliant, guys. Then we've got market, and we've got, this would appear to be unexpected market news that has come out, guys, which is not particularly friendly. So we're just going to let these buyers fail. Guys, let the buyers fail again. Our trade, guys, our trade here was an absolutely wonderful trade. So a massive well done to those people that got that trade. It was an absolutely amazing trade. What we're now looking to do, guys, is we're now looking for effectively a return of the sellers. Again, the current, let me have a look at what these guys are doing. So the current sellers in the market, need to be very strong. So the current sellers in the market need to be very strong before we look at rejoining the selling. Okay, we've got an efficient candle long, which we can't do anything about. So if we do get some buying coming back into the market, so if we do get buying coming back into the market, we're looking to try and sell the market down. Guys, if we don't get that buying, then we are waiting for a valid signal. At this stage, we've got a very strong buying candle as on the FESX that has crashed into its upper OSR. The FDAX has done a very, very similar thing. It's a very, very similar thing. ADM Toby setting up 100%, mate, 100%. We've got a Toby setting up. If we get a valid sell signal, we are looking to sell the market down. If we get a valid sell signal, we're looking to sell the market down, guys, and hold it for very, very long range targets. Probably hold it down if we can break below this point here. as we want to kind of trade it back down to the S2 or significantly further. See what these guys are doing. No. All right. So at this stage, guys, we're just waiting for a really, really, really powerful sell signal.
FDAX delta forming.
Okay, let me just have a look here. Okay. Just doing calculations, guys, quickly. I want to make sure, guys, that we absolutely get on the right side of the market. Okay. So what I'm endeavoring to do, guys, I'm endeavoring to get us into into a trade as safely as we possibly can. I would like to try and pick up a reversal down to the S2. Nice, down to the S2. Ideally would be phenomenal. We've got efficient candles long that we can't take advantage of. So we've got efficient candles long that we can't buy. We've got an efficient candle long on the FESX that most professional traders wouldn't pay any attention to at all. We are 35 minutes into the session. I'm just going to check. I'm just going to check the news. Let me check the news. Again, I've done this a number of times, guys. I've done this a number of times already before the session today. To the ECB Economic Bulletin. Okay. So no, guys, we've got a technical trading day. The only reason we've got a technical trading day is because we have no news. We've got this enormous gap down. So the enormous gap down at this stage, we haven't got a valid buying signal as to join the buyers, which means we're literally just tiptoeing through the selling. If we do get 4-point turning bars short, so those 4-point turning bars are the mathematically, algorithmically perfect 4-point turning bars. If we were to get those on both markets, that would be a really, really lovely signal based on what's going on today. Danilo, my pleasure. Now, again, guys, I'll do some Fibonacci. I believe that 23 fib is relatively accurate. Let me get rid of a couple of these extensions. Actually, that 133 extension is looking pretty good. So what we're hoping to do is we are hoping to pick up a very, very large reversal. And if we do, guys, if we can pick up a large reversal, we are looking to try and run it as long as we possibly can, within your risk profile, which I think is really important. And so within your risk profile, now effectively, guys, the higher high that has just occurred has allowed us to pick up this delta. Flip side being is the risk. The risk was just okay, depending on what you want to do risk wise. So at this stage, guys, I don't have a 4-point turning bar short. I do have a relatively strong selling candle. Ultimately, as this is the test, my little black line. Guys, if they want to sell below that line, then we're probably looking at the FDAX moving from the upper OSR, guys, down to the lower OSR. So 070. Okay.
FDAX delta forming.
So now we're looking for a valid trade, guys. We're being very, very careful not to get smoked into volatility that we can't trade safely. Okay.
ES delta forming.
All right, now I'm looking for another entry. Guys, I'm looking for another entry for everybody.
FDEX delta forming. FDEX
Okay.
delta confirmed.
At the moment, I've got the buyers owning the stair step, right? So we do not want to be long. You create your own levels. Andre, interesting point, mate. There's something in the market just here. Now, it is obviously halfway through the OSR, sure. If the sellers get below that level, they're going to sell down very impressively. I would, guys, ideally,
FDEX delta
again,
forming.
if we get below, guys, if we get below this level here, let's say we get down around here and we get a V2 delta short or a V3 delta short, then that's probably going to be the selling that is strong enough to break the institutions. Well, not break the institutions, sort of break the buyers. In a perfect world,
FDEX delta forming.
as I'm doing maths in the background here, so in a perfect world, as we would want them to drop down to, their lower OSR. All right. So right now we're just waiting for valid ratio-based entries, guys, and that's something that I've been working on for a very long time. It's very, very long time. And again, that is the piece de resistance to trading, guys, is those ratio-based moves. All right, so at this stage, we've got no new trades, guys. So we've got no new trades.
FDEX 5-minute candle close in 60 seconds.
So again, guys, just watching as I'm doing my best on what is a very, very volatile day. I note that again, guys, SBR indicator, that delta incredible, the upper OSR incredible. If the buyers take command here, then we have to be very careful, as we need efficient CORPC bars on both markets. All right, now at this stage, as for the FESX, guys, we've got an efficient candle. It's closed at its upper OSR. Sorry, it's closed under, then gapped on. So that means we may see a little bit of buying. On the FDAX, guys, what we've got, I actually wrote, guys, on the charts earlier, guys, watch for inside closes. So we've got big close, boom, 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 right? So these guys are all closing inside the range of the previous candle. Then we get this big seller statement, which is bang. And now we're back to closing inside the range of the previous candles. So guys, until we get a valid 4-point turning bar or a valid efficient CORPC bar, until we get that, guys, we're kind of in no man's land now. Fibonacci extensions. If that was our dominant candle, that's our most recent retrace. Look at this. It does give them a range. As it does mean that if the sellers do, guys, if the sellers actually want to have a crack to the downside, if the sellers want to have a crack to the downside, then if they want to have a crack to the downside, they've got a long way to go, but we would need all of the Europeans to agree with that sell down. Guys, if we don't get that agreement, then we just have to be patient, guys. So far we've got one trade that meets the ratio-based algorithm, guys, one trade only, and it's gone okay, guys, it's gone okay. All right, so what we're going to look at, guys, the scenario being is if the FESX now closes over its upper OSR, which it's likely to do, and we were to get an efficient long, if we do get an efficient long, then again, we would need dual efficiency. We would need to make sure that everything is ticking the box. Guys, I'm very happy with the trade we got outside the range of the candle. Okay, let me just look at the FESX 15-minute chart. So we might have a 15-minute chart SBR short. Okay, we may have 15-minute chart SBR short on the FESX. That's probably the lead-in. That's the most important one. So guys, we're almost 45 minutes into the session. At this stage, we had a shotgun start to the high side. We were very, very careful. We waited for the ratio drop, guys, and that, again, I got a full 25 points off that, so I'm very excited. Now we're waiting to get guidance as to what they're doing. Diane, you only need one really good trade, and that's something that will become derivative extension 1615 candle. Breezy, how are you? 61.8. But yeah, so at this stage, I've got us, so this green Fibonacci here, I've got us failing at the 200, and then they're dancing on the 161.8. They basically got down to the 133, couldn't go any further. Okay, yeah. I'm hoping if we get a really good reversal, I would actually quite like to run these guys down to the S2, down here. I mean, ideally the lower OSR would be amazing. We've just got to wait for a trade we're allowed to take.
FDEX delta forming.
All right, so what have we got, guys? So 15 minutes into the turn of the hour. We've got a really, really obvious ratio drop here. Now, guys, the buyers do own the stair step, right? The buyers do own the stair step. Now, this is in terms of ratio, it is a ratio-based static bar reversal short. Now, the flip side of the ratio-based static bar reversal short is if you enter outside the range of the candles, the entry's at 119. The entry's at 119. Now, again, as we don't, so now we have a higher high. I was about to say we don't have a higher high prior to the short. Now we have a higher high. If the buyers were to push up, guys, and if they get drilled now, guys, if these buyers push up and they get absolutely hammered, last 15 minutes, yes, MJ, mate, well done. So, guys, again, we are, so pointed out by MJ, well done, we are in the last 15 minutes. So we are in the last 15. Yeah, Breezy, you're on the money, mate. And again, it's all about wait for the ratio, enter outside the range, and off you go. And I am absolutely certain that is where our future lies. absolutely certain. Now guys, to aid in what's going on, again, Fibonacci down would have to be that candle. So these guys are moving through to an area where they would typically fail, What does that mean, guys? It means that if we are going to go short, then we would need these buyers to get absolutely annihilated. It's absolutely annihilated.
FDAX delta forming.
All right, so I'm just watching very closely, guys. I would be very careful. It's in the last 15 minutes, guys. I'd be very, very careful about entering under the upper OSR, guys, unless you have incredible experience. The reason being, guys, is again, we've got our higher high. We've got a really lovely ratio-based short here. We can even look to short, guys, just 1 point underneath the body at 128. But we need these buyers to stop, guys. Otherwise, the risk is going to be too high. Now, if they do this, guys, we'll be in a situation whereby we can't go short. Guys, this is why we wait for the retrace and we wait for the rejection. Okay.
FDAX delta forming. FDAX delta forming.
Okay, let's have a look.
FDAX delta forming. FDAX delta forming.
All right, so last 15 minutes, guys, as we know, last 15 minutes. Now the buyers are well above the upper OSR. Now the buyers are well above the upper OSR. As we may be looking for a turn of the hour trade that is short, as unless we get very strong, efficient buying candles. As if we do get that, then we will not have a trade. Just let me check, guys, this 30-minute chart, or this 15-minute chart in the background. All right, so 15-minute chart. Let me have a look here. All right, so basically the direction we go, guys, on the new hour will be very, very dependent on that 15-minute chart. If we get a really, really strong little buying candle, if we get a strong little buying candle, then again, I'd suggest the buyers are going to try and close their gap. If we do get any kind of sell down, guys, I would be hoping that they break the buyer's stair step. And at least go down to the 50 of the day, if not, again, ideally upper OSR to lower OSR. Now that is, guys, that is our first efficient close, guys. That is the first efficient close to the high side, guys, above the OSR. Right, that is a hint that the buyers may want to circle. That's a hint that the buyers may want to circle in the new hour. Okay, so we'll just have to tread relatively carefully. Guys, we'll have to tread very carefully. This 15-minute, guys, you see this 15-minute chart? They were very strong, There's no reason why they can't continue to be strong. What's our 30-minute chart doing? Okay. So guys, now we're waiting. If there's any questions, guys, if any questions, yeah, Breezy, you're on the money, mate. 5 points a day, guys. $100,000 a year. How many contracts are you on when you do that? How many contracts are you on? I like to go for a 25-point trade. I like to go for 25-point trades with an automatically chasing ATM, because when I am moderating, guys, sometimes you can make mistakes. As you know, it's easy to make a mistake. The flip side is I like to go for a 25-point target, because if I can get a number of 25-point trades in a week, it makes averaging 5 points a day. So guys, if your KPI is 5 points a day, 4 days per week, you're looking for 20 points per week. As if you can get 20 points on a trade, then it puts you in a situation, 20 points on a trade, it puts you in a situation whereby you can basically achieve your week's KPI, which is just enormous. Okay, so stepping up to 5 contracts, there's your answer. If you want, you can trade 1 contract on 5 accounts. Guys, if you are a funded trader, 1 contract on 5 accounts, and you can achieve that relatively easily, guys. 5 points is ridiculously easy. Now, the buying that we're seeing, guys, is effectively the FESX. FESX, big efficient buying candle, first efficient close above the OSR. We've got the same on the FDAX. If the buyers take advantage of this, guys, which they're highly likely to, take advantage of this, guys, we won't be getting a sell signal. We may only be getting buy signals. Now, if we do get again, guys, really strong buy signal, if the buyers can't engage long, we are in the last 15 minutes. If they can't engage long, then we are looking for shorts. Again, we're looking for buy signals we're allowed to take, guys, and sell signals we're allowed to take. Right? Just because the market is moving, guys, does not mean, guys, that we're going to get a trade. Now, I'm hoping, you saw that original short energy come in, it was really powerful. I'm hoping that we pick up another really awesome short energy, like a really cool little short. Andy, mate, it's a very smart indeed, mate. Very smart indeed. I've had a good trading week so far. I missed a couple of trades yesterday, so I mentioned that on YouTube. So listen, guys, I missed some trades. Some days this happens when you're moderating, but I'm happy with what I've done so far. I would love today or tomorrow. There is no trading tomorrow, guys. There's no data. I would love to pick up a really bulky reversal. That would be amazing. As the way I look at the market, we've basically been buying. Effectively, we've been buying for 45 minutes and selling for 15. It would be amazing if these guys decide they're going to sell for 45. Okay, so we are as 1 candle prior to the 60 minutes turning. As we're looking for guidance from the market as to what it wants to do. Grab some water, guys. All right, guys. Any questions at all about anything that we're doing? We're waiting, guys, for the 15-minute charts to close. If we get a relatively strong 15-minute close, guys, we are going to see a little bit more buying. If we do see a relatively weak 15-minute close, we will see some selling. We won't really know about what the 15-minute chart traders, as we won't know what they're thinking until typically the last 60 seconds. If we do get another efficient close, guys, outside the range of the upper OSR, that will basically be the nail in the coffin for the selling. I'm just analysing, guys. If I go quiet, I'm just analysing the market, working out how we could have basically done better. Excuse me. Okay, that's our key market low just there. This is a very strong, guys, a very, very strong 15-minute close. Very strong. So they look like they were going to try and short. Guys, these guys are not going to go short. I would suggest we'll let the hour close. Guys, we'll let the hour close. Let me run a Fibonacci down. Guys, that one can go. We don't need that anymore. I'd suggest at this stage this is going to be, this will be, it's not going to be a strong 60-minute close, but it is going to be there. There's no doubt about that. What would I suggest at this stage? We just have to wait for ratio-based trades that we're allowed to take. We've got sort of 1 minute and 38, it's 1 minute and 38 seconds until the candle closes. If this is an efficient candle, guys, over the top of the upper OSR, that is a big hint on both markets that we are going to go higher. Yeah, here they come, guys, into the close of the 60-minute chart. So, guys, at this stage, if we pick up a long, so if we do pick up a long on both markets simultaneously, the target is going to be up here. Guys, that's where the target is going to be. So at this stage, we'll let the hourly close, guys. We'll let the hour close. We will let the hour close. At this stage, the only trade we can take is a long. So the only trade that we can take is a long. To take that long, we would need a valid retrace, a valid rejection. It would have to be very careful. I say that the risk on the trade, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It's 40 points, guys, 40 points of risk. So again, we would have to get a really lovely retrace and a really lovely rejection, which we don't have, guys, which we don't have yet. We've just got to wait and see. We just got to wait and see what these guys do. Now, let's just watch very carefully. So typically, guys, what we do trade on the turn of the hour is a turn, which is a reversal style trade. We don't have a reversal style trade here that we're allowed to take. As if I was to take a long, then again, I need a structured retrace. I need a structured rejection. I need everything to go very well. And at this point in time, again, I'm just watching for that. I'm just watching for that execution. Okay, now this is a very, guys, very interesting sort of seller move down. It's a very interesting seller move down. If we were going to go long, guys, over the top of this candle as an efficient candle, we are stuck inside the middle of the MDI. We've got a really nice retrace. As if we don't get a really happy Easter traders, Remy, pleasure, pleasure. If we don't get the buyers coming back in and trying to resume control, as if we don't get that, we can assume that the sellers may have literally just had enough of the buyers. Okay, now at this stage,
FDAX delta forming.
this is obviously, guys, just based on candle size alone, this is a pretty obvious sell down. Pretty obvious sell down. That Fibonacci, guys, we've gone beyond the Fibonacci, so we can't go long.
FDAX delta confirmed. FDAX delta forming.
What's the FES 15-minute chart doing? Now, an interesting point, because we've got a gap to close to the downside and a gap to close to the high side, if the FESX was to get down to this 15-minute chart candle, that 15-minute chart candle, if we were to get there, it will trigger a short that will run for around about 45 minutes. Okay, now, again, for the FDAX, the equivalent is this candle just here. So if we do start selling properly for the FDAX traders, if we do start selling properly, these areas down here are quite amazing. That little red one's the one I've got my eye on. So at this stage, guys, we're looking for a strong selling candle. So look for a strong selling candle that closes underneath the OSR on both European markets. Because this could just be a really deep retrace before they continue their buying. It could be just a really deep retrace. Now, if the sellers at this point in time, so if we look at the size of these candles, the sellers on the FDAX were larger than the previous buying candle, at one point in time on less volume. So the sellers may have said, you know what, we're kind of done with this. Now, if that is the case, and we get a really strong selling candle on the FESX and FDAX combined, we could shoot a Fibonacci extension down the chart and try and pick up a very long range trade. It's very long range trade. Now, what we've got to be careful of, though, is we don't just push the button. We need to make sure that we have a valid entry. That's the most important point. Now, again, let's just have a look. Very strong candle. This is our micro trend, guys. That's our micro trend. Based on the strength of this candle, guys, that selling delta there is a reasonable trade. Now, what I do need to see is the FESX. It would be amazing if it gets below its upper OSR. Okay. All right. Wow, that's moving quickly. What I'm looking for, guys, we've got a gap down on both markets. What I was looking for, okay, let me get rid of that Fibonacci. What I was looking for is to try and grab that Delta V2 short, that one there, after a bit of a retracement and a rejection. If you've gone short anyway, guys, then do try and push it out to at least a 10-point target. So the delta there is at 131. Guys, 121 should be a relatively easy target. Again, guys, if they do break 121, which they've just broken, if they do break that level, they could try and run further. Now, if you are in the delta, guys, I'm going to try and ask you to hold it as far as you possibly can, but please make sure you have your risk control. Right, so please make sure you have your risk control, as in don't have any risk on the trade in case this is basically a fake out before they start buying again. Now, we're not going to know if it's a fake out until the close of the candle. What we do need to do with our Fibonacci's is buyers own the stair step. All right, so again, we need to know where these 76 Fibonacci's are, just here. That's basically what they've bought off. Now, is that a reversal long? No, because the buyers own the stair step. What it does mean is if we get a nice little buyer retracement here and we get up around the upper OSR, we could be looking for an upper OSR entry. Notice how powerful those 76 fibs are. All right, so at the moment, the FESX was trying to push down through its upper OSR, shows you how powerful the level is. All right, now at the moment,
FDEX delta forming. FDEX delta.
Okay, at the moment, the buyers are pushing back up. So the buyers are pushing back up. What that ultimately means is again, if you can pick the higher delta, as an entry point. So guys, the buyers own the stair step. So we're looking for selling-based reversals. The higher delta is an entry at 142. As if you are quite an advanced trader, you can get the higher delta at 142. As now, if you are at 142, it's already trading at 133. It's already trading at 133. So if you did get the higher delta at 142, as you're on the right side of the market. Now, if you are going to run this down, you do want to try and run this down as far as you can. Right? So you literally want to run it as far as you possibly can, honoring the Fibonacci's that they failed at last time.
FDEX delta forming.
Now, guys, I am personally on this delta here. I'm on that delta there after the retrace and the rejection. So I'm going to try and move my target down the screen. I have no risk on this trade whatsoever. So guys, that's another ratio-based trade. So another ratio-based trade to the downside. All right, and my stop loss has just been taken out, guys, on that particular trade. So I got in at 140 and I was taken out at 125. So that one there is a 15-point trade. All right, so a 15-point trade for me. I waited for these guys to push back up to the upper OSR, and then I grabbed that delta. Guys, did anybody else get that? Did anybody else get that trade? So again, it was a case of this delta here. Right, that delta there. So today, so far, guys, all we've got is a static bar reversal short with a great delta. We've then got a huge selling candle short. You either took this delta here, guys, you either took this delta here. Guys, either took that delta there or the lower delta, but either way, it's gone in the right direction. My risk was, so when these guys retraced and hit the upper OSR, my risk would be sitting behind the upper OSR plus around 5 points. So I had around 10 points, in principle, 10 points at risk. So I had 10 points at risk to make 25, and my auto chase ATM just chased the market down. Now, guys, if we get more buying, if we do get more buying, then we're looking for another sell. I'm just keeping a very close eye on the FESX. Guys, buyers own the stair step over there, so we're still in selling mode. Guys, there's no doubt about that. We're still in selling mode. All right, we're just letting these buyers do what they do. Just letting the buyers do what they do. Now, we do have a lower low on the 15-minute chart. We've just got to be careful, guys. The lower low on the 15-minute chart, they don't decide to create a swing trigger. Just as I said that, they've come back up again, guys, hit the upper OSR and picked up the delta again. So if you have gone short on the delta, guys, at 142, if you've taken the delta short again, guys, then again, you're looking with a volatility of 30. Guys, you're looking for a 10-point target. Right? So if you're short at 142, Again, if you're being careful, guys, 5 point or 5 and 10 point target. If you're being a little bit ambitious, guys, you're looking for a bigger target.
FDEX delta forming.
Okay, if you're not in at 142, guys, you're going to wait for the buyers to push up again and fail badly before looking for an entry at 142. Oh, wow, that is the most incredible rejection. So anybody short at 142, guys, your first port of call would be 132. First port of call would be 132. Some of you might be trying to hold this short for 15 minutes. Guys, so that's a slightly different style of trading. But if you are trying to hold the short for 15 minutes, guys, you are looking for a really strong 15-minute close. So anybody that is short, guys, if you are short again, please at 142. Guys, if you're short again at 142, guys, what you're looking for is you want these sellers, you want the sellers to get down through these 76 fibs. You also want the FESX to close on the other side of its upper OSR. And if it does, you basically want the FESX to try and move down to its 50% or its pre-top or its lower OSR. All right, now we wait, guys. Now we wait. At this stage, again, guys, in context, the FESX, again, has given us 2 ratio-based static bar reversals short. If the FESX decides it's going to sell down through its upper OSR, if it does that, then the sell is going to go a long way. All right, if they get it back above the upper OSR with any buying strength, guys, it's not. Okay, so all right, so we're just waiting to see what happens. As you can see, the buyers showing on the FESX getting absolutely drilled. It's getting absolutely drilled. So 15-minute close at this stage, guys, if the 15-minute candle was to close anywhere near the bottom of the previous selling candle, buying candle, guys, if we were to close a strong 15-minute chart candle, then we're probably going to get 15 minutes worth of selling. Okay, so the close of the 15 is coming in, guys. The last sort of 30 seconds on the 15-minute chart is where we'll see what they're thinking. At the moment, guys, the buyers own the stair step. So we're looking to sell only, guys. We're looking to sell only. Guys, if I did get a higher high, guys, I've got an upper OSR trade in the delta. As we are in the last 90 seconds of the candle, so just, again, don't enter that trade until those conditions are met. Okay, so just let the candle close. I see what they're going to do. Now I've got data on the FESX. I've got no contracts on the FDAX. Okay, now I've got contracts on the FDAX. Okay, so at this stage, guys, the only trade I can take is a sell. I'm looking for the buyers to move in first and then join the sell. Guys, now I haven't had that opportunity yet. Guys, is it fair to say that we've had 3 winning trades today? Guys, now I just want transparency with you guys. Is it fair to say we've had the original delta, this delta, and this delta? Now, I won't include any of the OSR trades, but is it fair to say we've had 3 entries? Guys, is that a reasonable thing to say? I just want to double check with you guys, make sure you're happy with that. Now, again, guys, the upper OSR is providing, so this, again, upper OSR is providing some resistance on the FESX.
Delta forming.
So we would need to get well above. Don't just do that, please.
FDEX Delta confirmed.
Okay, so these buyers are pushing up. As they are pushing up, I'm looking for them to get absolutely annihilated. So I'm looking for these buyers to get, the buyers to get absolutely annihilated. As what I'm looking for is a delta entry at that 142 mark again. I do need the buyers to push up and get absolutely slammed though. That's perfect. And again, as we're looking for, if the buyers get slammed, we're looking for tight risk control. Okay, so we're looking for tight risk control, but we want to try and let the profit run. So that's the third time we've got a reversal, guys, off the upper OSR. If you are short on the delta again at 142, we're trying to let this run as far as we can, but we're making sure we've covered our risk off. All right, so I've just been taken out as of my entry on the delta at 142. So I was taken out of the trade with my trailing stop. Guys, it looks like around about the +5, +7 mark. So again, guys, I waited for the high, waited for the sellers to get hit, then I've taken the delta again. Guys, so if you are on that, guys, if you are on the delta trade, we are still trading this big selling candle and this drop of efficiency just here. We're still trading the same thing. If you are on that trade, guys, if you are on the trade and you're trying to get them to go a very, very long way short, okay, we need them to get through these 76 fibs. We also need the FESX to get through its upper OSR. So now, guys, the ultimate acid test is, do we get these 76 broken? Now, at this point in time, guys, I would suggest we're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. It looks like the FESX may be trying to pressure the upper OSR for the last time. Guys, that is a 4-point turning bar short on the FDAX 15-minute chart. So that means that if these sellers are actually going to get a wriggle on, guys, it means that we might be selling for at least another 15 minutes, right? At least another 15. Now, what does that ultimately mean? MJ, this is also a Toby reversal short that might be loading now, right? So again, if these guys decide to run, it's all about this over here. If the FESX decides it's going to try and either gap under or close under or push under its upper OSR, as the FDAX might try and go a little bit further. All right, now we have a very serious gap down. Well, not a serious gap down. We have a gap down on the FDAX. We also have a gap down on the FESX. What does that mean, guys? I can't send you long on a 76 Fibonacci reversal on the DAX. Now, the sellers have just stolen the stair step. So the key point about the sellers stealing the stair step, sellers have stolen the step, guys, but we're not going to send the FDAX long with the FESX underneath its upper OSR. Okay, so at this point in time, I can't send you long. I can only ask that if you are short from this delta here, guys, that you try and hold to the close of this candle, guys, hoping that it is a very, very large selling base candle. Guys, that's ultimately what we're looking for, is a very large selling base candle. Now, Fibonacci, guys, I'm a massive fan of Fibonacci. Okay. Now we have a higher high. Then ideally, for those that are on the delta, ideally, you want to move down to at least this 100 extension. At least the 100 extension. Now that's going to turn, guys, that's going to turn that delta trade. That's going to turn that delta trade into a really good trade. There's no question.
FDX delta confirmed. Order submitted.
Okay, so let's just see, guys, let's just see if we can get a breakdown here. Again, if we can get a breakdown of the FDAX. 16101. Okay. That is a very efficient candle. Guys, it's all about can the FESX hold? Guys, underneath, can the FESX hold? And can the FDAX break this low point? So guys, at this stage, I don't want to send you long on the FDAX against an FESX that's closed under its OSR. Okay, so we've only got to the 61.8 Fibonacci. Okay, let's have a look. Actually, guys, it could be this dominant candle Fibonacci. Let me just run a different Fibonacci for you. Let me just run a different fib. We've got this one here. It could be that one. So, guys, what's going to ultimately happen at this point in time? What's going to happen is if we do get the FESX closing, back over the top of, if we do get the FESX closing, back over the top of our OSR, if we do get it closing back over the OSR, then we are basically, then we've got permission to go long versus short. Now, I would love to get a very heavy sell down from the delta. We've only gone 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we've only gone 35 points to the downside. As I think we're looking at an OSR, upper OSR close here. And if that's the case, then I would suggest, at this stage, I would suggest these guys are probably going to reverse the market and go back the other way. I'm just looking for my Chase ATM. It's just here. Okay, now at this stage, you got plus 10 made off the V3. Well done. But guys, at this stage, I've tried to pick up this delta 3. So I picked up the delta 3 times. Guys, I also got this one over here. Again, I'm only going to mark us up for 3 trades. Guys, I only mark us up for 3 trades today. The market has been quite difficult to trade. There is no question about that. Yeah, it's been quite difficult to trade, and we've had to be very, very, very careful about what we see and what we do. I was very careful about what we see and what we do. Okay, now in terms of new trades, I've effectively got no real ratio drop. What's my volume? My volume's okay. My volume's okay.
Order submitted.
So we'll see, guys, we'll basically just see what the market's got for us. I don't have a new trade for you. So I don't have a new trade for you. Okay, I've got young Arlen. Sounds like young Arlen's coming in to say good day. Arlen, how are you? I hope you're awesome. Caleb, it's been a really tough day. Hold on one sec. There's Arlen. Arlen, you might be there. So Arlen, we've picked up
Alan has changed the
a
appearance
number
a
of
little
really
bit.
lovely trades. Oh, hey, hello, mate.
It's a character change.
We've picked up a character change. Yes, so we've picked up a number of really lovely trades, right? Really lovely trades. The flip side of the really lovely trades is that we've had to be very, very, very careful. Right? So we picked up this trade over here, which again was really lovely. We then got this trade here. We've actually traded that maybe 2 or 3 times. I've personally traded it 3 times. I had my trading platform malfunction halfway through a trade, which was not a lot of fun. And mate, I'm only going to mark us up for 3 trades, even though we've actually got this upper OSR trade a number of times. It was really tough trading today. There's no question about that. So yeah, tough trading. So yes.
The main is that
That's me.
we're still controlling ourselves, following the strategy, and even 3 trades. And I know that Lachlan can pull out 8 trades per session, 10 trades per session, but sometimes such days need to be on the market, right?
Oh, mate, you're on the money. And the flip side of pulling the trades out of the market, the flip side of that, which is a really good point, is that we can do really well. Like we can do really well on a volatile day, but we have to control our emotions and we have to wait for the signals. Now today, some of these trades might have had too much risk for people. And if that's the case, I mean, all we can do is navigate very carefully. So it's a very good point you raise. Very good point you raise.
Why would you say
And
some people
believe
having difficulties not trading on such days?
Yep, and I believe we've done okay. I believe we've done okay today under the circumstances. We've got a 500-point gap, on the FDAX. It's been a very interesting day. There's no doubt it's been a very interesting day. We have though, mate, ultimately we got the algo, we got a really lovely delta there. Again, very strong bearish candle, waited for them to close. We picked up the delta. Some people picked up that delta. We got a higher high, so some people picked up the delta. Long story short, we've had a great day and the algorithm works, even though we had to be very careful. And I've now got to go and sort out why I had a platform issue, but I'll go and sort that out. That shouldn't be too hard to sort out. We're all good.
Great, guys. At this point, I think we're gonna end the stream. As usual, Lachlan, thank you very much for hosting it. Absolutely wonderful. And as I said, even 3 trades is a great result. And sometimes we just have such days. And for all traders out here, doesn't matter which level you are, beginner, professional, just starting, or already years in the market, it's still the same for everyone. It's still the same. Follow the rules, be disciplined, and sometimes such days occur, and this is the part of the game. From my side, just a quick reminder to everyone that we have no activation fee forever. So if you're trading futures, you will have no activation fee on all of your accounts. We are doing the best for our traders, and we hear you, and that's why from now on there is no activation fee. We're gonna say goodbye to all of our traders listening and watching us. Lachlan, thank you one more time.
Yes. Pleasure. My pleasure.
And we wish everyone...
I'll run away. It's been a very difficult...
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. It's been a very difficult day. It's been a technical day, but we've done okay. So we're good. So.
Great. We wish everyone a lovely rest of the day, and see you in the next week. Bye bye, guys.
Sounds awesome, mate. Thank you. Bye.